Some say the game's rigged.
I'm here because when I'm working on an album, when I'm writing, I try and get away from the big city and from everything that I know, and I came down this way in September to hit some balls in the Tournoi des Trois Tripots, and I just loved it down here. We're just outside a beautiful the oldest jeu de paume in the world, and so you know, it really is a beautiful place. And I'm out here. I'm working on songs, which means that, you know, sort of 4 or 5 hours a day I'm sitting there with the guitar and trying to write words, and in between I'm hanging out with Ghislaine in La Table Gourmande, and hitting some tennis balls with the guys from the village, and it's a really perfect. It's a perfect way to live your life, you know, to be sure. The last time that I went away for a winter to try and write songs was before my third album, and I ended up on an island in the Hebrides in Scotland, with a population of about 200 people. So it was a lot more remote than this, and it rained a lot more, and it was even colder. So in fact, it's beautiful here. It's not even cold. So
it's raining too here.
We have had some rain.
England.
We have had some rain. It's been, but in England they've got snow, so we're doing okay. Yeah, I mean, I've always had a lot of energy. I've got to run around and do things, and you know, when you're touring and stuff, it's great because you do the shows, and it's a very physical thing, and you come off and you get your workout, you know. But when you're not touring, I always need to do some kind of game or some kind of running around. I did a lot of. I've always done lots of sports. I did a lot of before I was playing this. I was doing a lot of boxing for a long time, for about 5 years, and then my friend just introduced me to this game. He said, "You got to try it," and I was like, "Okay." I ignored him for about 3 years, and then eventually he got me to try it, and he took me to this sort of this amazing Victorian building in Berkshire, and I tried to play it, and it's a great game. It's like a cross between, I don't know, it's like a cross between everything that's good about every sport, and you have to think as well as be physical. So it's a game that is a great break from whatever else is going on in your life, you know, for sure. And it's also it's a game really where you got to think. I was talking with one of the guys in the village about he was talking about pala, and we were talking about jeu de paume, and we were talking about how they were the same in various ways. And we were saying the thing is, in a game like lawn tennis or a game like squash or whatever, when the ball's there, you really have one choice. So generally there's one right thing to do. When you get the ball in this game, you have at least 3 choices. There's at least 3 different things you could do, and one is not necessarily better than the other. So it's always percentages, and it's because of the roof and the wall. It's the same with a lot of pelote and those kind of games where you have to think, and there's no orthodox right way. They're always interesting. I mean, it's you know, to come and play in this room, I just think is so special, because the first time I saw a photo of it was they sent an invitation out for this tournament, you know, le Tournoi des Trois Tripots. I saw this picture of the room, and I thought, you know, it looked like a medieval etching, you know. I was like, there's no way they're going to let us play in there. I just thought it looks like if you blew on it, it would fall down. But you know, I came down and we walked in, and you see this absolutely beautiful medieval interior, and then someone gives you a racket and says, "Go on, hit it," and you're like, "Okay, great." And to play in that room,
you're playing with 2 doors.
Yeah, and you're playing with You're playing in a room that's 500 years old. You're playing a game where the règles, the rules haven't changed pretty much for 500 years. You know, you really yeah, there is a historic buzz to that for sure. You know, and you know, there's my friend Alexander Boy, who plays a Poe and comes and plays here, and he was a Pala champion, and you know, we were talking about it a lot, and we were saying when we play this game, it's a game where you really get into this sort of focused sort of spirit where it's just you and the ball, and it's not like you're not playing it to win and get ahead of everybody and stay ahead of everybody and be like the big strong guy who's killing everyone. You just want the game to work well, and you want to play well, and you forget everything, and it's just you and the ball. And that's it's a meditative state that it's the same in a lot of things. You can get into it with loads of things. I know it's the same in music, when you get into this state where it just works, you know. And it's a great experience.
Yeah.
It's like putting your head in the washing machine, you know, and it comes out clear, you know. And I don't know, it's a game for me that has a reputation of being played by old people, by you know, posh people. You know, I play it with my friends, and it's just a really good game, you know. And yeah, as soon as I played it, I thought, okay, this is a really good game that should be played by everybody, you know. Because back in the day, you know, they had all these tripots. These were for the people. They weren't for kings to play in. They were courts for everyone to play in. And you know, down in this part of the world, people, you know, they love ball games. You know, they have excellent skills. Ball games, and like Pierre Sebasta was the longest world champion, one of the longest world champions in any sport. You know, and it's just a really good game. You know, it's a good game. And also, I think it's a very small sport. There are very few people who play it at the moment. But there's a good spirit between those people who play it, you know. And there are some really great people who play it, and you know, I was in a lot of the things that I really like doing. I really like doing things where there's a kind of democracy, where it doesn't matter what you do in your life, you know? Like, you know, like, I don't know. I remember the first time I got on a motorbike, I loved it because I had a helmet on. You were on a motorbike, everybody's the same. It's democratic. You could be a fucking prince, you know, or you could be, and in fact, you know, the princes in England ride motorbikes. You could be a prince, or you could be, you know, working in the supermarket or a bricklayer or whatever, and it makes no fucking difference, you know what I mean? And you know, it's the same in this game, you know. It's just a great place where people can meet. I mean, I could play a guy, you know, in his 60s who could be brilliant, you know, and he could give me a good game. I could play, there's the boy who lives next door, you know, he's going to be a great player. We hit all the time. It's you have to have respect for each other on the court, and it's a good human experience.